Hey friends, it's Ashley, and today we're talking planners. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. If you're a regular subscriber, thanks for coming back. I know planners aren't usually the content I share, well, not recently anyways. A couple years ago I was doing Plan With Me's, and I kind of missed the simplicity of that, so I might start doing those again. Leave me a comment below if that's something that you're interested in seeing. Right now, though, we're going to talk about my new planner system. Originally, I had been using a Get to Work book in an academic calendar year. However, the creator of Get to Work book has announced that she will no longer be selling planners after the January through December 2024 planner. That does give me some time, however, to get another Get to Work book if I wanted to. I wanted to spend some time though looking into other options that are more likely to stay around long term. Again, I don't know about you, but I am someone that can struggle with certain types of change, and this is one of them. So I'm trying to do my best to embrace this change. So when I was looking for a planner, I was looking for something that was just monthly calendar spreads and weekly planning. I don't take up a ton of physical space when I'm doing my planning, so daily seemed like a little bit of a waste for me. And for some reason, a lot of planners now include a lot of daily planning space. And I had originally considered a Hobonichi Cousin, but again, a lot of extra pages for me. And after lots of digging through YouTube videos and blogs, I came across the Jibun Techo planner system. It's very similar to a Cousin, but this one does not have dailies. You could get a Jibun Techo days if you do like the way that this looks. But that's just not for me, so I only have the Biz Mini. There are also other booklets that you can get to go with this planner system. I will link jet pens below so you can see all kinds of different options available within this planner system. So this is the Biz Mini Diary with the spring 2023 start. So not quite academic, but it's a good transitional journal if I decide that I want to go to a January start at some point. Now, I got the Biz Mini version of this, which has some of the extra life planning pages in it since it's just this journal by itself. Also, the colorway is a little bit different. It has all gray colors instead of the other version, which has different colors at the top. One thing I wanted to maintain is I have Cocoa Daisy planner subscription kits, and I didn't want to potentially clash colors with a pre-decided color scheme in the planner and then new stickers coming in that might not match. So let's do a quick rundown of this. So again, B6 size. This is the navy matte cover. It is a plasticky vinyl type cover. It has a pocket right here that I have this little clip hooked into. It has a couple pockets right here, the big flap pocket, and then 3 divided pockets. The back has a flap pocket, a card slot, and a pin loop. Opening it up, you have a table of contents of sorts. I like this. It gives you a quick rundown of all the different pages that are available to you. There is a translation of this on the JetPen site. I will link it below, as well as a PDF file that has printable replacement pages that have the English translation on them, if that's something that you're interested in. I will link that below as well. So moving in, you have an example of your weekly, 3 years at a glance. I'm using this to keep track of paydays and out of home work days for myself, and then our household paydays. This is, they call it a yearly schedule. I'm using it for birthdays and anniversaries, a section for dreams, and the translation has all different types of life areas right here, and then an option to write down your goal, and then action steps for your goal. A money planning page. Again, the translation has it listed as fixed expenses for each month, variable expenses for each month, your income, and your savings. My plan for this is to set up a savings plan for a couple of big vacations we have planned in the next few years. A map of Japan for tracking travel. I might replace this with my own map for tracking travel. This page is really very functional, but I feel like it's in the wrong spot in the journal. This is for marking out what your ideal week would look like, your ideal weekly spread. I started to do it, but then I decided to stop because we're in a transitional period in our personal life. Summer is very flexible for us, and my husband's job is unpredictable this time of year in terms of lots of overtime and travel. So I wanted to hold off on filling this out, but it's a great guide for going in to plan your weeklies. Next is some life planning pages, wishes, favorite phrases, recommendations, a book list. I have my book club titles there, movie lists, gifts received, gifts given. I have this, it was a promises list, and I'm changing it to be kind of a tracker of my social media posts. This is a free spread. Then it goes in, they call this the monthly project pages. I'm using it for tracking certain things, kind of getting into the practice and figuring out which pens to use here. As you can see, this mild liner really bleeds through on that section. And then we get into the monthlies. This is what it looks like as its base. And then this is what June is looking like for me. I had already set up June in my Get to Work book. So this is kind of leftovers and using what I have to see how it works for me. As you can see, it's pretty basic. I don't use the monthlies for planning so much, like action item planning. It's more of keeping track at a glance about what is coming up. Here's a better look of what July would look like with the subscriptions that I have. So from Coco Daisy, I get their calendar weeks stickers and the planner add-on kit. And in my Get to Work book, I'll grab that really quick. I use the week's calendar to set up, so we'll go here first, to set up my calendar pages. So this is all from the week's kit. And I just like that it adds a little bit of color. I use my planners for functional planning and not so much for memory planning or journaling. So I don't do a ton of embellishing. I do more sometimes, but at the base of it, I use this for functional planning. And I just like the extra color that it adds. So this was June of this year, and as you can see, my planner is ending. That's why we're moving into the new one. This was July from last year. For some reason, when I got the Techo diary, I felt more planner happy, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but in the Get to Workbook, I really like to leave this pretty open and only marking big things. And then I got into this little planner and I just wanted to write more. I think some of it has to do with these round stickers. They're not my favorite, but we're making it work. So this is the weeks for the most part. One thing I'm struggling with is these large numbers. I can always leave them the way they are since they work, but we'll see. It's all a transition, trial and error. So that monthly section goes all the way to June of 2024. Then we get into the weeklies. This is what they look like without any pen or markings added. And then this is where I moved into this journal or planner. So as you can see, I have my hours blocked out. For right now, my husband's days off are Monday and Tuesday, so our hourly block is shifted. And I have it blocked off from 8 to 5 because that's my husband's general work day. Once we move back into the school year, let's see, it will be the 6 to 8 markings and then the 3 to 5 markings to show the whole school day. But as you can see, I have it marked off here and the hours. So the top is 0 to 4 or 5. I don't know about you, but I don't do much before 5 o'clock in the morning. So I don't need that space for hourly planning. And I'm using it similar to the Get to Workbook and marking days that or items that are important for that day. So different things going on up there. So all day events, holidays, different full day things that I want to remember. Then I don't really do a ton of hourly dependent work. So I write what I need to get done in the week and then break down the different tasks on the different days that I work on them and then check them off as I go. The only things that I really kind of add hourly are events, smaller events. Like we went to a birthday party, so I put that there at 11. We have the reading program at 1, so I put that there. I did a webinar the other day, and so I put that at the appropriate time. Other than that, things are kind of just floating in a spot that makes sense for me. So big things for the day at the top, checklist items in the center, and then down here in the bottom is things that just have to get done sometime that day. And they're not really a list of tasks to do together, more so things that just need to get done or notes that need to be made. And then underneath here is our meals. So again, here is this week coming up. It's things to do this week. If you're a regular subscriber here, you're probably expecting a week in the life project update or process video, and I ran out of adhesive, and so I am waiting for that to arrive either Wednesday or for Thursday coming up. So all of the rest of those tasks have been pushed forward to Friday, hopefully Friday. If not, to sometime after that. So I just have to stick everything down into that traveler's notebook, and I need some adhesive for that. So here you can see I have the task or the item that needs to be done, and then I have all of the individual tasks for that item, and they're all getting pushed forward. So that is what June looks like, using again leftovers and kind of just playing with what works for me. Now we're going to go into July really quickly. Here we are with my actual Cocoa Daisy kits. And you can see, again, I have it broken up between the main part of the planning day, the notable items up here at the top, and then this extra space at the bottom. Also for July, I separated my sidebar into 3 different places because I have still things to do and my meal plan, but I also added this don't forget section. There were things that I felt were getting lost, certain things that are outside the normal that I have to keep track of, things we need to order that we don't usually order, or that we're ordering outside of our usual, like cat food or laundry detergent that we need more or less of. They were getting lost in my sidebar, so I'm going to move them to this don't forget section. There's also some things I need to follow up on that I'm going to move to this section as well. As you can see, I have a couple things to do already as I get ready to share some other projects on YouTube. But for my setup, this month what I tried to do is I used the days of the week from, let's see, this is a more plain, the days of the week label stickers from the add-on kit, and then I used my week's calendar stickers here instead of on my calendar. It made more sense here. For some reason, the numbers for these days are just so like huge compared to what I am used to. So I'm still fiddling with things and finding the best space for them, but this is kind of what it looks like. Also, you might have noticed I didn't add this hourly block schedule into my weeklies for July just yet. We're kind of shifting into a time when our days are a little less planned, a little more flexible, and I didn't want to add that in just yet. Also, I'm attending a virtual conference and it shifts my hours a little bit because there's a time difference. And yeah, so I'm just kind of finding what works best in this new size. And then I am waiting still for my August products from Cocoa Daisy. Once I get those, I plan to do a plan with me and show you kind of more of my thought process and how I get things in and kind of troubleshoot what my sticker situation is, and who knows, maybe I will be changing up my subscriptions. But after all of these weeklies, and these weeklies go to mid-April, there is a small notes section as well as a section for looking back. The translation says it's memorable items for your life for each month, and then memorable items and events from your circle, your friends, the world at large, things you just want to remember about, life in general versus specific to you. Then there is personal data section and the end. Thanks for coming along with me as I will flip through this. Again, I'm trying to be more excited about this change. I am very hopeful. I do like the process that I have going right now with this. We'll see if it continues to work well as we go through July. And like I said, I'll check back in with this in August. Please hit like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing. If you have any questions or comments or feedbacks, please leave them in the comments section and or connect with me on social media. You can find all that information in the description box below. Have a great rest of your day and have a great summer if it's summer for you or whatever season in your part of the world. Bye.